Zungula asked by a journalist about the war between MK Party and EFF. Well, I like the maturity of this man. I like how he answered the question. Wow, you know what I'm saying? You know, some things are obvious, but despite the fact that they are obvious, doesn't necessarily mean that you can say it or you should say it. You didn't hear what I say. What I'm saying is, sometimes something is that obvious that everybody knows about it. But because of your position, you cannot say it. Okay, it's like people are gossiping about someone close to you. You know exactly that what they are telling is actually the truth. But because of your close proximity to the person, you cannot go around and talk about it because of your proximity to the person. Right, that is what Zungula is doing. Perfectly answering the question. No, there's no fight. Well, we know there's a fight, but no, there's no fight. Man. Good leader. Good leader. That's what I can say. Because you don't have to be a good leader just because you are either in the EFF, MK party, or what. No. ATM, Vuyo, Zungula, good leader. Let's talk about how he answered the question. But before you can successfully talk about how he answered the question, you definitely want to know what he says so that you can now engage. So, why waste time? Without further ado, I don't know, something around that. But I do know that you need to watch this video. So, to watch the video, please, where's Zungula?
Parties, we believe that instead of competing or being jealous about the growth of MK, let's look beyond competition with us as the political parties. Let's look towards collaboration and cooperation so that we work together to improve the material conditions of the people.
Would you say Julius Malema of the EFF is jealous of the growth of the MK party?
Not at all, not at all. I don't think he's jealous. I think he's doing a very good job when it comes to EFF. The fact that they hosted a very successful third NPA, which was without fights. You know, when you go to conferences of these parties, there's going to be fights, there's going to be splits, but theirs was pretty successful, which clearly shows that EFF is stronger, EFF is growing, EFF...
Some would say actually it was a predetermined outcome.
No, it's an election. There were people that were nominated and there were people that accepted the nomination. When people decide not to nominate other people and there's no contestation, it does not take away the fact that it was an elective conference whereby there were nominations and people, and the leadership that they have now is the leadership that they've elected.
Mr. Zungula, are you concerned about the state of the progressive caucus, both in Parliament and outside, in particular when you look at how, EFF leader Julius Malema has declared the MK party an enemy, whereas, there's been lots of talk, or school of thought that believes that should not actually be the case?
Look, there will always be differences, there will always be hiccups, there's always going to be such challenges whenever you are going to be building such a movement of uniting people. At a basic level, you'll have a husband and a wife, they'll have differences. Even at a party level, even the ATM will have challenges. Now, if you look at 5 different political parties in the Progressive Caucus, there's bound to be challenges there. But what is important is for us not to dwell in the challenges and it ends there. We need to look beyond the challenges and say, how do we resolve the challenges with the view of finding one another so that ultimately we get to serve the people, because the people are not served. There's nothing that the people gain from our infighting or our differences. However, when we unite in order to change the constitution, only then our people serve. So that is a message that we as the ATM we are having, is to say differences are natural, but let's move beyond those differences. Let's resolve those differences, work together so that ultimately abantu who have been crying for the past 30 years can get to live in a different country that can only be brought about by when the parties have united.
Do you see yourself as Vuyo Zungula or the ATM playing somewhat of a mediation role? Yours is one of the parties that isn't necessarily as a result of a fallout from the ANC, whereas you could argue that the MK party is, the EFF is, and so on. What role do you think you can play in terms of bringing then, these fractured organizations together?
Look, Ubaba Ungamalala is a wise elderly statesman. I'm sure in his years of leadership, even pre-1994, the amount of wisdom he's experienced, he's had based on his experience, will enable him to actually sit down with the president of the EFF. Again, president of the EFF, the CIC is also very talented, very experienced politician, who we hope that when the time is right, the two leaders will sit down, talk about what's going on with a view of finding one another, because we can't move without the two leaders finding each other. And the biggest mistake we can make, it is to delegate the responsibility of mediating them to other people. Badala bobabini, they've had tea before, they've sat down on numerous occasions. It is only them that can sit down and provide a solution to what we are witnessing now.
All right, that's Vuyo Zungula from the ATM, of course, here on behalf of the parties that form part of that progressive caucus, Hugo, saying that this issue between the MK party and the EFF is possible to be resolved, but the two leaders of those respective organizations need to sit down and talk.
Okay, let's go. I'm very impressed with how Vuyo Zungula answered the question. Despite the fact that me personally, I can see the war between ELOC, but I mean, as a brand, as an organization, you do not insert yourself in other organizations and say the things that you are saying. More specifically, because in Parliament they are working together in the so-called progressive caucus, So because you are working together with the other political party in such a setup, you don't want to compromise your relationship and be seen to have taken a side. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that, and that's what Vuyo Zungula successfully avoided, right? And pointed to something else to say, no, these are big political parties. They are not fighting. It's not a fight. Blah 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 blah. That is what Vuyo Zungula is basically doing very well in this whole setup. But there's something that I want us to do it very well too, and it's this. If you are not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Come on, good people, because to subscribe it is free, to like the video it is free, to comment in the comment section below it is free of charge, to click the notification bell it is free of charge, to share this video it is free of charge, to watch this video until the end it is free of charge. Also, good people, come on, to watch the ads it's free of charge, and that's how you financially contribute to this YouTube channel. Speaking about financially contribution to the channel, you can become a member of this YouTube channel from as little as 20 Rand a month. You can also use the Super Thanks button. In case you don't want to do that, guys, there is a way where you can use my media company banking details to donate to the channel, and you know what I'm saying, we'll bring you more, and also guys want to buy more equipment. So the power is in your hands. Please do the honorable thing as we proceed. Okay, yeah. So Askulumen. Yeah. Is there a war between MK Party and EFF to begin with? That's the point of departure. Is MK Party and EFF fighting? Well, according to Malema, she says, our number one enemy is Mkhonto Wesizwe. On the other hand, Mkhonto Wesizwe are basically saying, you know what? We are also inviting you, EFF, on our first anniversary. Please come and join us. That's MK Party. Basically, what MK Party is doing is, we are not going to be involved in a fight. We are not interested. We are interested in peace, not fight. So, is there a war between MK Party and EFF? Well, the truth of the matter is, yes, there is a war. But the party that seems to be fighting is one. The other one is not interested in the fight. What started the fight, you may ask? Well, all of this, look, oh my God, my other battery died. Okay, so we're going to have to use 2 batteries and then, yeah, we sign out. Okay, so yeah, all of this was caused by the fact that people left EFF and now they went and they joined MK Party. But previously, we have seen people leaving President Jacob Zuma, joining EFF. It was not a problem. It only became a problem when they were now leaving from the EFF. Because here is an example. Here is a practical example. Mzwandile Manye, being the spokesperson of Jacob Zuma Foundation, left there and joined EFF. There are so many of them, but that's just a practical example. That was not a problem. In fact, they did not have a problem. Why, when now these people leave to the opposite direction now, it becomes a war? That is where our problem is. With the EFF to say, you guys seems to be angry. People left you for MK Party, but you did not have a problem when they were leaving from that other side, joining this side. Technically, you are unfair. Tell me if I'm lying. Technically, you are unfair. A member of the EFF said, so now we are going to the 2026 local elections with the so-called fight between MK Party and EFF. This person was basically saying, we are not interested in this fight yet again. But the leader is interested in the fight. So what is going to happen then? Because the leader is very much invested in the fight. The leader is very much interested in starting a fight. What is going to happen? You tell me in the comment section below. Do you see or foresee a situation where MK Party and EFF sit down, iron out their difference? Because there's a political analyst that says these two parties, they are better when they are working together, judging from their policies. But unfortunately, njengamanje bayini nani inja nekati yini mpaka khona lapho qedelani silungu bayilokho nje manje. So as of now, us speaking, kuyaliwa ongaphansi nongaphezulu. Hayi ongaphansi nongaphezulu, unoyi-1 ongaphezulu, unoyi-1 ongaphansi. Lo ongaphansi akafuna ukulwa. Yeah. See you guys again on the next video. But until such a time, good people, please take care.